This Asian man was recruited specifically for undermining his own humanity. There's just a lot of existential dread in this book. But it's still funny. Let's read a passage from Interior Chinatown by Charles Yu. So just for context, Willis Wu is the main character and he lives in a Chinatown SRO, single residence occupancy, which are like single room like apartments in New York Chinatown. His entire Chinese community are all involved in like a Hollywood TV drama. And one of those characters is the Emperor. On floor 7 lives the Emperor. No kid is brave enough to knock on the Emperor's door. Legend has it that many years ago, the Emperor played, well, an emperor. Ming Dynasty, imperial guards, and everything. Although by middle school, most kids hear the full story, which is that the Emperor was the emperor in Emperor's Delight, a brand of frozen Oriental cuisine TV dinners. Siu mai and har gow in just 2 minutes. Steamed buns in 3. Just poke holes in the top with your fork, place in the microwave, and in no time, you'll be ready to feast like the emperor himself. The emperor's job was to present these plastic trays of steaming delicacies to a family of blonde people somewhere in the middle of America, and then bow to them while off-screen, in the shadows, a gong sounded. And further off-screen, in the mists of history, you could hear the collective weeping of a civilization going back 5,000 years. I like that the emperor is mentioned. I think the emperor perfectly encapsulates the caricaturization of Asian Americans. Every Asian person in this book exists as a caricature when seen from the lens of a non-Asian person. I mean, the little detail of the little kids believing the emperor's reputation and grandeur to be as great as they actually imagined in their heads is actually a very good detail. That is what we believe as children. We believe that any sort of fame, any sort of screen presence on TV is a good one. We have that kind of naivety to think that any representation of Asian people is a good one until we grow older and realize, oh, that aged badly. Charles Yu mentions gong sounds a lot in this book, which I find very hilarious. Asian people are often only recruited by the mainstream to perpetuate our own oppression, right? Like this Asian guy wasn't hired to sell hamburgers and french fries. This guy wasn't hired to sell beach umbrellas and sandcastles. Recruited to sell a distilled and whitewashed version of his culture.